guys, welcome back to my channel. So sorry I haven't been posting recently, but I am back, and today's video is going to be a Japanese bento box, but I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Let's get straight to the video. The first meal that we're making is chestnut rice. So you want to use Japanese short grain sushi rice for this, and make sure you rinse your rice like around 5 times until the water is pretty clear, because the first few times the water is going to be really white, and that's because there's a lot of talc in the rice, so you want to get that out. And then chop your chestnuts. I'm using pre-cooked chestnuts. You can buy these in packages at Japanese grocery stores like Daiso, and then just add your water, add a little bit of salt, and just cook that accordingly. The next meal is Lotus Root stir fry. Heat a pan on medium heat, add some olive oil and some lotus roots. So I buy these frozen at Asian grocers. It's often in the Japanese section. Then add some thinly sliced carrot, some minced garlic. Saute that for a few minutes and then add in some sliced shiitake mushrooms. Otherwise you can use shimeji mushrooms or even oyster mushrooms, but make sure you're using Asian mushrooms. Saute that for around 5 minutes. Add around 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of mirin, and stir that through. Then add cubed tofu. I'm using momen tofu, which is kind of like firm tofu. And as usual, you can just find this at an Asian grocer. Otherwise, you can just use classic or slightly firm tofu as well. And then just saute that for another 5 minutes or so until it looks like this. It should be crispy and browned on the edges. It's okay if it's a little bit burnt as well, it adds more flavor. If it's not crispy, turn the heat up on high. To make the katsu, you want to cut your tofu, I'm using momen again, or you can use firm, into slices. And then to seal in flavor, we're going to heat a pan, add some sesame oil, some soy sauce, and just saute the tofu slices on each side for a few minutes. And I like to season the slices with a little bit of garlic powder as well. And this just adds so much more flavor than using plain tofu. And then we're going to season the panko breadcrumbs with salt, white pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and just stir that through. Make sure you add enough of the spices so there's plenty of flavor in there. Then dip your slices of tofu into flour first, milk, and then the panko breadcrumbs. Then we're just going to pan fry this in some olive oil for a few minutes again on each side until the breadcrumbs are golden and crispy. It tastes so good, like honestly, it really does taste like a schnitzel or a katsu, like a real katsu. And the last meal we're making is ohitashi. This is a spinach salad. So you want to use Chinese spinach. You can find this at like a Chinese or an Asian grocery store. I'm using around 1/3 of the bunch, and I'm boiling that for 1 minute. Take it out, strain it, and run it through cold water. Then gently squeeze the water out of the spinach, keeping the leaves at one end and the stems at the other. Once the water is squeezed out, it should look like this, and I'm cutting it into 3 sections and removing the roots. Leave this to the side for now, and your chestnut rice should be ready. And we're just going to pack everything into the bento lunchbox. When you're ready to eat, add soy sauce and sesame oil to the spinach. Make sure you add enough soy sauce so that there's enough flavor. All the meals I've showed you are traditional and authentic Japanese meals. The lotus stir fry is crispy, salty, and soy saucy. And then you have the cold spinach salad, the ohitashi, which tastes so good, drizzled with soy sauce and a hint of sesame oil. The katsu has like 20 grams of protein and it's crunchy, crispy, and so full of umami flavor. And then the chestnut rice is so filling and you can eat it by itself, but I also recommend eating it as like a side dish to all the other meals in the bento box. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!